Good day, and welcome to Hiroshima University's English Podcast. Hi, everyone. I'm Joe.
And I'm Kay.
Welcome to Hiroshima University's English Podcast, and happy Valentine's Day. Yay, love.
And Joe, I have a question.
Okay.
What do people in other countries do on Valentine's Day?
Good question, Kay. What do people in other countries do on Valentine's Day? Let's find out.
皆さんこんにちは。もうすぐバレンタインデーですね。今日のダイアログはもちろんバレンタインについてですが、世界でもバレンタインデーっていうのはちゃんと行われてますよね。Joe, what are some examples of people do on Valentine's Day?
Good. Let me give you 3 examples. One, of course, is like in the United States, and it's pretty famous, right? First of all, the boys and the girl, the men and the women, there's only one day, only Valentine's Day. There's no white day, of course, right?
Yeah.
Right, so the men give the women something, and the women give the men something on Valentine's Day. Right, so why is there a white day in Japan? Any idea, Kay?
Oh, that's actually 商業的な that's an advertisement
That's
program.
right. It was probably set up by businesses, but in America, right, there's no white day. And not only couples, but also all people, even friends that usually they'll give something. And also children. When I was in elementary school, for example, we would make little cards for our classmates.
Okay.
So Valentine's cards in America, even for adults, are very important. You mail these cards to adults on Valentine's Day. In South Korea,
Yes.
It's kind of like Japan, in that on February 14th they have Valentine's Day,
Yes.
and on March 14th they have White Day.
Really?
That's right. So it's the same as in Japan.
Wow.
And also in South Korea they have another day on April 14th called Black Day. And that's for people who are single,
Yeah.
who do not have a boyfriend or girlfriend. And black is kind of a sad color, right? Sad color. So what they do on Black Day, April 14th, is they eat noodles with black bean sauce called jjajangmyeon.
Jjajangmyeon.
That's right. Myeon is kind of like noodles.
Yeah.
So it has this black sauce on it, this noodle bean sauce with black beans on it, and it tastes really kind of cool.
Okay. Is it spicy?
That's right. It tastes unique,
Okay,
right?
okay.
So that's what they do in South Korea. And one more country I'll tell you about is in Brazil, South America. And in February, they don't really have Valentine's Day because in Brazil, they have a carnival, or it's also called Mardi Gras. Big festivals everywhere, dancing, in Brazil in February. So there's too many things in February. So instead of that, in Brazil, on June 12th, they have kind of a Valentine's Day called Dia dos Namorados. Right? Dia means a day, right? Dos is like dove.
All right.
Of. Okay. And namorados. What do you think that means in Portuguese?
Namerado.
Day of
love.
That's right, lovers,
really?
like that,
yatta.
lovers, right? So
Yatta.
it's Portuguese, of course, right? Dia dos Namorados, Portuguese in Brazil. And on this day, of course, they exchange little gifts and go out to dinner, the same as Valentine's Day. But also they kind of do it, the American Day is very important for friends too,
Yes.
and for relatives, so family. So like the parents will give the children something like that. So it's important for everybody.
世界中いろんなバレンタインデーの過ごし方がありますね。今日のダイアログはどっちかというと恋人たちの過ごし方に注目したダイアログです。まずはゆっくりなスピードで聞いてみてください。
Hey, check out that couple over there.
Why?
Their faces are too close to each other.
Irma, it's Valentine's Day. What do you expect?
Oh, I don't know. A place where there won't be more couples to bother my eyesight?
Come on. You forced me to go out with you so as not to lock yourself in your room again. I'm being a good sport right now.
I know. I don't get how you can handle all these gooey, cheesy humans around. They show up during this particular day and hide the rest of the year, most likely just to spite people who don't have significant others.
Well, that's why I proposed a movie night, but you insisted on dinner.
Yeah, because I forgot what day it was. And I wanted to eat good food today. It just so happens that they thought of the same thing.
Well, it's not their fault. Don't blame them for having feelings.
Hey, I have feelings too, and I'm not afraid to show them. Like, right this minute. What makes lovey-dovey couples so special that they have to have their own day?
You're just bitter that you only have me, the ever-supportive friend, to share your misery.
Me? Bitter? Of course not. It's just too much PDA going around. I'll end up blind by the end of the night.
There. You'll get through this. At least food loves you back. There are a lot of different kinds of love, you know? Not just the romantic kind.
Tell that to the others, not me. I'm perfectly fine with my platter agreeing with me right here. Who needs a man when you've got steak?
You see? Food cares. Just eat and forget you're surrounded by lovers.
I think I should keep my eyes shut too while I'm at it.
So this woman does not like to see all the loving couples around, right? Right. She's kind of bitter. She's bitter.
辛辣ですね。
Yeah,
なってますね
she's kind of angry.
Angry.
Right. You use this word that she's bitter when there's something that you don't like.
Could you give an example?
Sure. For example, he lost the game. He's really bitter. You could see in his words, the things he said, he was really bitter. So kind of angry like that. Or to give one more example, after the earthquake, families were bitter toward the government because they didn't help the families enough. Something like that. Families were bitter toward the government after the earthquake. Kind of angry like that.
結構重いシチュエーションでも使える言葉みたいですね。
That's right. And the woman in the dialogue, she's bitter because the other people have boyfriends, girlfriends, right?
Yep. じゃあまず、状況を理解していきましょう。最初に女の人が向こうのカップル見てよ、顔めっちゃ近いよというふうに言ってます。To check out で見てよということです。
Right, to check out something, to check out a movie, to check out a restaurant, like that.
で、男の人はバレンタインデーだからね、どうしてほしいのっていうふうに聞いてます。女の人は、さあ、ただ私の視界を邪魔するカップルが少ないところがいいなって思ってるのっていうふうに言ってます。to bother で邪魔をするという。
Right, and North American pronunciation, bothered.
Bother.
Right, you need to open your mouth very big like that. For example, that music really bothers me. I don't like it. Or that teacher bothers me. He's always doing bad stuff to me like that.
よく聞きますね。
Right.
で、男の人は、僕は君が引きこもらないように外に出たんだよというのを言ってます。So as not to do で何々しないようにという意味です。
It's kind of like in order not to, like that. And again, the man in the dialogue took her out or forced her out so as not to let her lock herself in her room. Right? So as not to let her lock herself in her room.
だから文句ばっかり言わないでっていうふうに男の人言ってます。To be a good sport で、文句を言わないとかくよくよしないっていうことですね。
Right. So the man didn't really want to go to the restaurant, it seems like, but he's being a good sport.
Could you give an example?
Sure. For example, again, he lost the game and he was very impolite, very bad. He was a bad sport.
Okay.
to be a good sport means very polite, very nice, like that, even though there's something that you don't like. For example, losing the game, like that. And again, here in the dialogue, the man, he's a good sport. He took her out, even though he didn't really want to that day.
I wonder why they say sport.
Good question. Let's see here. Again, I think it has something to do with winning and losing, like that. If you're a good sport, you're very polite in the game of life, like that. And if you're a bad sport, you're very angry and you're not polite. It's like that.
で、女の人は、私はあなたがどうやってああいうおセンチで鈍い人たちを対処してるのかわかんないっていうふうに言ってます。There are a lot of interesting words here. To handle でまず対処するとかうまくやるってことですね。What kind of things do people handle, Joe?
For example, they handle their job.
Oh, yeah.
I can handle this job by myself, for example. Or to give another example, in business, you need to handle phone calls very politely or correctly.
Okay.
You need to handle phone calls politely or correctly. It's to take care of. It's like that.
次の、単語はちょっと発音が難しいです。おセンチなって意味なんですけど How do you pronounce it, Joe?
Gooey.
Gooey.
Right. Gooey has two meanings that are used a lot. One is kind of like sticky.
ねちゃねちゃしてる。
Yeah, for example, natto, fermented beans are gooey. They say that. But another meaning, that's kind of a new meaning of the word in the last 20 years, is kind of very sentimental or emotional.
To give an example of gooey,
Right. She gets all gooey when she sees babies. She really thinks they're cute, very emotional like that. She gets all gooey, emotional like
いや、い
that.
ますよね、そういう人ね、確かに。で、その次の単語はチージー、つまらない鈍感な鈍い人ということですね。
Right. Cheesy means, it's kind of a new word again here in the last 20 years or so. It means not very subtle.
敏感じゃないということです。
That's right. It's like too clear. For example, that singer, for example, let's take Celine Dion. She kind of shouts the words that she wants you to be moved instead of actually just moving you. She shouts the words that you should be moved, kind of like that. It's a little too clear. So you can say that singer, for example, is very cheesy.
ちょっとあけすけなってことですね。
Right. Or to give one more example, he wears a gold necklace around his neck here, a gold chain, and it to kind of show everybody that he's got lots of money. It's too cheesy. It's just too much, kind of like that. And in the dialogue again, the woman says that she cannot handle all those couples around because they are too gooey, so very emotional, and they're too cheesy. They're showing off. It's kind of like that.
で、女の人はそれから続けて、彼らはこの特定の日だけ現れて大切な人がいない人間をイラつかせてるのというふうに言っています。to show up でまず現れるっていう意味ですね。
That's right. I just said show off. That means to show very proudly something that you have, like your couple, your girlfriend, like that. And to show up means to just come.
Okay.
For example, I showed up 5 minutes late for class. I came. It's like that. Good word.
で most likely でなんかほとんどとかもうそれだけみたいな意味ですね。
That's right. Probably. Most likely it will rain tomorrow, for example.
で to spite でイライラさせるってことです。
Right. If you spite someone, you're kind of trying to hurt someone. For example, he spread gossip about that person. He wanted to spite the person, like that. You're kind of trying to hurt somebody, like that. And in the dialogue, the woman says that the couples are acting all gooey and cheesy because they want to spite the people who do not have significant others.
significant others は恋人とか妻とかそういう大切な人を指します。
Right. You can say boyfriend, girlfriend, but significant other is kind of politically correct these days.
Politically?
That's right, because sometimes in gay relationships, you don't have a boyfriend, girlfriend. It's just your important other person. So it's kind of a neutral expression. My significant other. So you hear it sometimes these days, right? It's kind of a new expression.
パートナー的な意味ですね。
That's right.
で、男の人は、だから映画にしとこうって言ったのに、ディナーに行きたいって言ってごねたのは君だからねっていうふうに言ってます。to insist って執着するというか、to insist on something で何々に執着するということです。
Right, and then the dialogue here, the woman insisted on dinner instead of a movie.
で、女の人は、だって今日が何の日か忘れてたんだものというふうに言ってます。で、男の人は、いや、それは彼らのせいじゃないでしょというふうに言ってます。a fault で、落ち度とか失敗という意味です。
Right, the man says it's not the other couple's fault. It's not my fault. It's his fault.
Yeah.
Especially in America, they kind of use that a lot. In Japan, they don't use it so much, right?
Wow.
It's his fault. Never
Well,
say
we don't
that,
say
right?
that.
That's
We don't
right.
say that.
But in other countries, they say it more often, I
Okay.
think, right?
で、女の人は、でも何が恋にのぼせたカップルに特別な日を過ごさせようっていう気にさせるわけっていうふうに、ちょっと怒ってますね。lovey-dovey で恋にのぼせているという意味です。
Right. So again, lovey-dovey means kind of this gooey, cheesy stuff. They're hugging each other, for example, like that. They're very lovey-dovey.
So
like
they're
that.
flirting.
They're
イチャイ
flirting.
チャしてる。
That's right. That's a good expression too. The same.
男の人は、今君は僕といういかなる時でも君の支えとなる友しか近くにいないからちょっと、ビターになってるんだよねって言ってます。The ever supportive friend でいかなる時でも君の支えになる友達だから親友みたいなことですね。
That's right. To be an ever supportive friend means to be a very good friend. Kay, who is your ever supportive friend?
I don't know, maybe you?
Thank you very much.
So, who is your ever supportive friend?
My ever supportive friend is called Professor Tatsukawa.
達川先生。
Right. So, anyways, it's not you. Sorry, Kay. Actually,
okay.
but you're very good. You're very good. No
Poor
problem.
me,
No
poor
problem.
Kay. Okay. To share one's misery って悲劇を分かち合う、悲しみを分かち合うっていうことですね。
Right. So he's always with her. He's her ever supportive friend to share her misery, to kind of sympathize with her like that, to share the feelings like that.
で、私がいや違うよ。ただ PDA が多いだけっていうふうに言ってます。この PDA っていうのは公共の場でイチャイチャする人たちのことなんですけど、What does this PDA stand for?
It stands for Public Displays of Affection.
Public Display of Affection.
That's right. It's kind of a new word again. All young people know it. PDAs are going around.
Yeah.
That means they're everywhere. They're spreading like that. People are holding hands, hugging like that.
で、女の人はもう夜が終わるまでに目が見えなくなるみたいなふうに言ってます。To end up って結局最終的に何々になってしまうということです。
Right. She's afraid that looking at all this PDAs going around, she will end up blind. It will hurt her eyes or something like that.
で、there っていう風になだめてますね。What does this there mean?
That means calm down. It's okay. There.
There.
Right. It's a good expression. It means calm down. Don't be angry or don't be sad. Both are okay. Right. There. It's okay. It's okay. Like that. If your friend gets a bad score on a test, you can say,
there.
Yeah, don't worry about it like that.
で、君もいつか乗り切るよというふうに慰めてます。To get through で乗り切るとか困難をやりきるということです。
Right, you'll get through it. For example, again, your friend has a bad score on the test. You can say, don't worry, there. You'll get through it. It will be okay, like that.
で、少なくともご飯は君を愛し返してくれるよっていうふうに言ってます。女の人は、それ他の人に言ってあげて、私は私の大皿が賛成してくれてるからというふうに言ってます。A platter で大皿という意味です。
That's right. It can be the food dish and also having food on it. For example, the cat licked the platter clean, the food dish, like that. It's kind of like that. The cat licked the platter clean. And in the dialogue, the woman says that her platter is agreeing with her. That means that she really likes it. So if your food agrees with you, it means you like it. It's like that. Or you could say, that food doesn't agree with me. I don't like it. It's kind of a polite way to say that you like something or you don't like it.
で、今日の最後の interesting expression ですね。彼女は、あることをしている間に、目を閉じていることにするというふうに言ってます。While I'm at it で何々に精を出している間という意味ですね。
That's right. To give an example, I'm going out to get some coffee, Kay. While I'm at it, can I get you something? It's kind of like that, especially when you're going to get something. And to give one more example, we're doing this work here. While we're at it, let's do that work too. Kind of together. It's like that.
ついでにみたいな感じですね。
That's right.
それではナチュラルなスピードでもう一度聞いてみてください。
Hey, check out that couple over there.
Why?
Their faces are too close to each other.
Irma, it's Valentine's Day. What do you expect?
Oh, I don't know. A place where there won't be more couples to bother my eyesight?
Come on. You forced me to go out with you so as not to lock yourself in your room again. I'm being a good sport right now.
I know. I don't get how you can handle all these gooey, cheesy humans around. They show up during this particular day and hide the rest of the year, most likely just to spite people who don't have significant others.
Well, that's why I proposed a movie night. But you insist on dinner.
Yeah, because I forgot what day it was, and I wanted to eat good food today. It just so happens that they thought of the same thing.
Well, it's not their fault. Don't blame them for having feelings.
Hey, I have feelings too, and I'm not afraid to show them. Like, right this minute. What makes lovey-dovey couples so special that they have to have their own day?
You're just bitter that you only have me, the ever-supportive friend, to share your misery.
Me? Bitter? Of course not. It's just too much PDA going around. I'll end up blind by the end of the night.
There. You'll get through this. At least food loves you back. There are a lot of different kinds of love, you know, not just a romantic kind.
Tell that to the others, not me. I'm perfectly fine with my platter agreeing with me right here. Who needs a man when you've got steak?
You see? Food cares. Just eat and forget you're surrounded by lovers.
I think I should keep my eyes shut too while I'm at it.
皆さんはバレンタインデーをどのようにお過ごしでしょうか。恋人がいようがいまいが、バレンタインデーは平等にやってきます。皆さんぜひ友達と楽しんでください。Enjoy your Valentine's Day!
That's right. Happy Valentine's Day and keep having fun studying English. We'll see you next time. Bye.
Bye! Questions from our listeners! Yay!
Yay, everybody likes this part of the podcast.
And today's question is from Yui in Okayama to Joe. Thank you, Yui.
Thank you, Yui.
And Joe, what is some famous food in America?
Well, everyone, of course, thinks of hamburgers, steak, and pizza, right? But actually, I think the variety is really great. There's a huge variety, especially because there were a lot of immigrants in America. So from every country you can imagine, there's food from Italy, Mexico, all the European countries, all the Asian countries. There's food from every country. In Japan, there's not so much food from other countries. You might think there's pretty much here, but in America, there's a lot more food from other countries, so the variety is great. That's American food, I think.
移民が多いですからね。それではまだまだ私たちは Twitter アプリのレビュー、Facebook でいろんな質問をお待ちしております。ふるってどうぞ。
Send your questions.
Bye bye.